This is Scott Becker with the Becker Business Minute Podcast, the Becker Private Equity Business Podcast. Today's business subject of the day is around structure and routine. One of the things that's become clearer and clearer to many of us, whether in the business segment, the personal segment, either way, that most of us thrive with a regular structure and a regular routine. One of the things that's happened is we find that if we can get ourselves on a regular routine and structure, we're far more likely to have less cognitive challenges, an easier time focusing, and an easier time accomplishing whatever goals and efforts we're trying to accomplish. One of the concepts that probably will come out of this pandemic and the remote work environment and the less structured work environment is the concept that many of us, and I'm not saying that people have to return to in-person work locations. That's not an argument for this at all. What I am saying is that the in-person work or the regular routine of work probably provided a lot of people a regular structure and routine that they might not have loved every day, but provides a lot of help for them in a lot of ways, whether mental help, physical help, the ability just to be focused, to be on board, to be doing what they're doing every day. And people will adjust to this as no longer you have a structure imposed on you by an in-person workplace that created a more rigid structure. There's an evolution or effort that all of us need to make to more clearly define that structure and routine for ourselves. And I think that's sort of the concept for the day, that most of us benefit from structure and routine, that the changing structure and routine that came from moving away from in-person workforces to a remote work life and balance is not that it's bad or good. It probably in the short term is bad for a lot of people's mental health, but in the long term it has huge amounts of benefits in terms of convenience and the ability to live life fully. But it does require a new level of effort to impose one's own structure and routine on oneself, which many of us find challenging. I find it to be a challenging evolution in trying to constantly come back to structure and routine in a world that seems less structured than it used to be. But I do think there are huge benefits in trying to constantly tack towards what will be your structure and routine on a daily or weekly basis and so forth. Thank you for listening to the Becker Business Minute, the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. I hope this resonates with you. If you listened all the way through and you're the first person to respond, text me at 773-766-5322 and tell me whether you agree, disagree, and we'll send you a $50 gift certificate to Amazon. Thank you so much for listening to the Becker Business Minute, the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. Thank you.